Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about some intriguing stuff over here because it seems like the Switch 2 specs have now been officially leaked. Now, if you guys don't know, right now the entire internet is basically on like the edge of their seat, waiting to go and see on what the Switch 2 is going to come. Like a lot of people are maybe assuming that as of tomorrow or throughout this week, we actually will go and see the official announcement of the Switch 2. And right now, there's been leaks everywhere. We've covered a few of them on the channel itself, but as you guys know, I'm on like a little bit of a mini YouTube and Twitch break before we go like full on, just kind of go hardcore, make a lot of really cool videos, bring editors on the channel, all of that. But right now, we actually did see a lot of the initial leaks out here, and well, at least from what we're seeing so far, they actually might be a little bit more daunting and not as good as some people were anticipating. Now, I do want to go reiterate this video. This is not like a Switch 2 hate video. This is kind of just my opinions and thoughts on it. And as well, I will 100% be buying a Switch 2 on day one. So this is not like a, oh my God, Nintendo sucks type of video, because I'm going to be buying it. Like I've always kind of had the same mindset with PlayStation. Nintendo is meant to be for the family, meant to be for the stylistic choices. It doesn't have to be the most in-depth console out there. And of course, if you have like a Mario, Zelda, we kind of go and play those games from memory, nostalgia, and how the gameplay is, rather than how like detailed, or if we can see like the pores on their face and all of that. But this has not basically taken away from some folks, because the initial leaks were saying that the PS4 Pro was about the level that people were expecting, and apparently as of right this second is not as strong, and well, things are a little bit on the iffy side, even in comparison to the Xbox Series X and S, and also the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro. So subscribe if you guys are excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. We'll give you guys some more details on the channel as we see them coming on out. We'll also be on the lookout throughout these next few days or so to go and see if all of this stuff is going to be coming true. I do think and current rumors, this may be dated depending on when you guys watch it, is maybe around an April or so release date, and potentially this week, as of maybe even as early as tomorrow, for more information coming on out. So let's go talk about it. Subscribe if you guys are new, leave a like, your thoughts and comments down below, and let's dive on into it. So I also want to reiterate a few different things too as well, really quickly. If you guys have not had a chance to go and see, we've even seen early leaks from the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, where they're pretty much like purely magnetic. We've had people kind of doing rendering and other various things out here. And we've also, this is kind of the bigger news in case you guys just haven't been following it as closely as I have, because my Twitter has been blowing up everywhere for it, is we've also now seen some things like Amazon in Italy having an actual listing, which I believe I've covered was March or April 6th. But I believe that was also leaked around too as well. Basically, you know how like sometimes the website has to preemptively make a website listing, and sometimes these APIs will see it go live for like a millisecond. Like they're testing it and putting it in the back end or whatever. So it does seem like we've been seeing, well, a lot of leaks. And then same thing too as well with even Walmart, where even Walmart themselves have been posting all these teasers and everyone looking at it. So all these really big retailers that would be selling these consoles are officially kind of basically being like, hey, look, very, very, very soon, look for these like details, look for these vibes. And basically Walmart Canada just tweet out saying, hey, Mario, in regards over here the same exact date, where it's basically looking at for January 16th too as well. Saying the implication is that tomorrow, Nintendo will repeat history and announce some kind of Switch 2 reveal, pulling the curtain that will take place the following day as of Thursday, January 16th, which would be tomorrow. So like I said, there's just been a lot of leaks, a lot of rumors, a lot of people discussing this, and it's pretty much almost around like just basically about to happen. But that's where people are getting scared and skeptical, because right now the specs have now apparently been leaked out now. I've seen a few people like Zuby, Nib, all that out there who have discussed over here, and we actually all formulated very nicely where saying the Switch 2 specs have leaked. As they've said in prior, the teraflops are an ideal measure of performance, but this is just like a really kind of take this as a high level comparison. So we don't have to be, we're going to probably be nitty gritty on the video itself for the sake of like kind of elaborating on the concept of what we're looking for and why people are upset and why people are kind of skeptical on it, and why also some people might just be leading towards getting like a Steam Deck or like a ROG Ally or Lenovo Go, because there is a somewhat decent comparison between the two. But as well, this also is a big comparison where I believe from what we were seeing is that the Series S is even far better than the Switch 2, and same with the PS4 Pro. And now a lot of people were kind of comparing, like the initial leaks maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, a lot of people were like, hey, like the PS4 Pro is about the level we're expecting from the Switch 2, which if it was, I'd be happy with that. Like we were running games like God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, all these games on the PS4 Pro with like even Ghost of Tsushima. They looked good. They looked phenomenal, in all honest to God. And while Nintendo might have different types of optimization, there's difference when it comes to being docked, not docked, all of that. And like, they're obviously we have to wait until they're physically in our hands, so take everything with a grain of salt. But right now, this are the comparisons. So the Switch 2 apparently is at 1.72 when it's just by itself, and then 3.08 as its like dot. So basically it's about double the performance, and we can cover this up in a second too as well because of the power profiles down below. The Switch itself was way weaker. So either way, like I don't want to have to be a negative video, although people on the internet are critiquing it. I'm excited for a Switch 2. Like I said, maybe the big thought process is, are you guys going to buy one? Yes or no? Like, I mean, I've had my Switch since day one. I was a day one buyer, same with my PS5. And in all honesty, it's overdue. Like, I think they need the upgrade. I think they need the better graphics. I think, like, if we want to see their next Zelda game, Mario game, etc., like Metroid Prime, I'm still very excited for that game. Well, they need to update it. It's just how it is. But anyway, so it almost looks like it's about double as strong, rounded down a little bit, as is Dot. And same thing too as well. It just is a big improvement from the prior Switch. There's other metrics to look as well, but just use this as a big picture. The Steam Deck is at around a 1.6, so it is actually somewhat comparable to the Steam Deck itself, especially if you're kind of moving around. Then you have the ROG Ally 2 as well at 2.6, the Xbox One, which is 1.31, which actually is a better vibe. And then obviously the PS4 is around the same for it moving around as mobile versus normal console. So maybe the Pro itself was a little of a weird one, but it is around the same, if not better, especially when it's docked as well. And then the PS4 Pro is also still substantially better, both than the mobile and dot versions, which, well, kind of sucks because this is what people were expecting rather than the PS4. Once again, though, there's other things like the GPU, CPUs, optimizations, like specific things in terms of stylistically things like Nintendo, etc. So take all this with a grain of salt. But anyway, if you guys want to look at the actual text themselves out here too as well, you have the CPU, which is the ARM Cortex A736 with 8 cores. We're not really sure about the cache size too as well, which is kind of iffy, but for a handheld or console, it's not as big as, say, a PC. If you run things like operating systems, which every individual console will have its own operating system, yeah, sure. But like compared to like a PC, like look at me, I'm running OBS, like recording this video, camera itself, the camera recording software, all these Twitter tabs, Discord, Spotify, like it's all this other stuff in the background. While a Switch or all these other things are usually kind of just straight to the point. But they also have a NVIDIA card that is confirmed. They basically run the RTX 20 series. So I don't know the best way to kind of go and dive on into this too as well, but they do have ray tracing. I know that's a big like trigger word for people. There is ray tracing available, if you guys are curious on that. So there will be at least also AI integration. We've heard other leaks that there will be a pretty big AI implementation for this, kind of how we've been seeing with the PS5 Pro and PSSR, DLSS, and other various like GPUs working on it. Obviously, NVIDIA and AMD have been very proponents of AI, so obviously they're going to have their own NVIDIA GPU, so it's going to have AI into it. The RAM is 12 gigabytes of RAM too as well, which is also very nice. It's 2 6GB chips. Could be better, could be worse, but whatever. And then here's the actual power profiles too. This is probably what people care the most about. On the handheld itself, is the CPU at 101,100 megahertz. The GPU is 161 megahertz, 1.72 teraflops peak, and the RAM itself is 2,133 megahertz with also the 68 gigabytes of bandwidth. Now, I wish I could tell you guys more because I'm on the very, very basic technical side. I'm more of a PC guy, so I kind of get like the gist of it. But basically, I'd probably say maybe if you guys want to have like the really bare bones, and I'm sure some other people like Digital Foundry or some very in-depth channels are going to go give you guys the big old spiel on it. But basically, you guys can see the dock CPU is a little bit on the weaker side, but the GPU is quite a bit stronger. And as you guys play video games, typically the GPU is what we care more about. That's what's like making colors and rendering and, you know, basically running the game itself. CPUs can be very important for games like Fallout, Minecraft, where it's more of a big, wider world and kind of computing power, but usually the GPUs where the graphics is, the ray tracing are. So a stronger docked GPU is probably better if you want to play a game, let's say like Tears of the Kingdom. On like you'd probably want to play it docked because then it'd be just running better. Obviously the RAM too as well is a lot nicer, and as you guys can see, the docked version is quite a bit better. But so the big issue and drama of this, because I'm excited for it, like the cool new magnetic Joy-Cons, the overall spec improvements, and it just seems like basically just a Switch 2, like it just seems nice. But the big issue is that there is a lot of news that this was going to be comparable to the PS4 Pro. And based on the specs and optimizations, it can and cannot, depending on how the consoles run, how the AI is run, and how the OS is running, etc. All that does play a big part. So I don't want to say it's a complete naysayer, but a lot of people on the internet are saying that this was not as strong. Using this is just using the teraflops once again, as I mentioned a few times, but the video is not the best standard for it, but it is weaker. It's somewhat substantially weaker than the PS4 Pro. And people were even making comments that the PS5 and Xbox Series X are in a completely different league of their own, and it's not even comparable, which kind of sucks because this is like 4 years after those consoles have come out. Now, granted, it'll probably be slightly cheaper. We don't know the exact price point. I'm still maybe guessing like $350, $400 or so, give or take. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm still excited for the console, but some people are very disappointed that other various platforms, so different handhelds, the next generation of handhelds, things like the Steam Deck 2, will probably be way better and better purchases. And well, I'm on the opposite side, where I like the Switch, I like the games, I'm going to be playing Mario and Zelda regardless, and I'm mostly buying it for the exclusives, rather than me trying to have the biggest like performance beast. Like we've already known the Switch, GameCube, and all that were the craziest consoles out there, especially in comparison to PC, PlayStation. But I want to hear your thoughts and comments, because we've seen a lot of people upset about it so far, and some people are kind of in the same boat and don't care. I'm sure a lot of people that just want to buy it are probably not going to care as well at the end of the day and just buy it for their kids. So subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know if you're excited. We have all the affiliate links down below. I appreciate y'all for watching.